Hola, camarada. Are you ready to go to war against the government dogs?
With developers repurposing popular genres over and over, it's important to find ways to make a game feel like it's pushing popular conventions and hardware to their limits. Free-roaming action is one school that could use some new courses. Avalanche Studios and Eidos Interactive submit Just Cause for the Xbox 360, a welcome departure from reality. Its rollercoaster style of gameplay will guarantee lots of stylistic stunts, but there are way too many mediocre missions and bugs to let it graduate at the top of its class. Saunter around in the black boots of Rico Rodriguez, the CIA agent dropped onto the fictional island of San Espirito. It's your job to overthrow the malicious dictator Salvador Mendoza with help from the People's Revolutionary Army and the Riojas drug cartel.
Word of your little adventure to the coca fields has traveled fast.
Side quests excluded, the main story spans 21 missions, yet shouldn't take you more than 6 hours to complete.
Why am I not surprised?
The missions always require strategies no single soldier could ever pull off in real life, but sometimes it's hard to tell if the game is making fun of itself or not. It also doesn't achieve the level of international turmoil as something like Mercenaries by comparison, as Mercenaries had you playing 4 governments against each other instead of just 2 rival factions, as in Just Cause.
¡Viva la revolución!
You'll have to start a revolution on San Espirito by accepting quests from multiple points across the massive island. As far as free-roaming maps go, this tropical paradise gives you plenty of terrain to tread. Completing these rampage requests earns you trust from whoever assigned you the job. Get enough trust, and you'll unlock new safe houses, vehicles, and weapons. The visuals are very pleasing to the eye. They overdo the motion blur here and there, and some objects will pop up right next to you at high speed. But these moments are few compared to the amount of times you'll marvel at a smoke and dust-filled explosion or the huge map expanding before your eyes as you drop down through the sky. But after the island comes into focus, you may notice the lack of detail in the environment as a whole. There are some clever locations, like an outdoor strip club.
Hey, baby, you want to come to my motel?
But almost all of the buildings are closed off. Thankfully, there's no loading zones or invisible walls, but the lack of interiors makes the island feel less like a real place and more like an open-world, riot-starting theme park. Your suspension of disbelief is rocked even harder by the occasional bugs and rigid animations. You're bound to get caught in some explosive shootouts and car crashes, but half the time, they're amusing because of how unrealistic the characters' movements are. Given the rush you'll get when you experience the unexpected, you might not care, but much more work could have gone into making the collisions and vehicle transitions a bit more plausible. Another area that feels underdeveloped is the side quests. There's a lot to do, but none of these activities become more than just the get that item, destroy that location, or kill that target standards we've seen many times before. Saints Row was a blatant copy of GTA, but at least it provided some fresh distractions we hadn't seen before. So the missions aren't that deep or original, and the glitches can get a little extreme every now and then. But for your average stunt-seeking, machine gun-rattling, free-roaming freedom fighter, none of that will matter. The main draw in Just Cause is the ridiculous action sequences you can string together. Most of these ludicrous scenarios are possible thanks to your all-in-one grappling hook and your never-ending parachute pack. You're always a shoot, click, and jump away from another vehicle once you get used to the controls. The cars feel a little loose, which doesn't help when you're typically driving off-road. when you're stuck without wheels, you can either call in a vehicle drop or extract yourself to a nearby safe house. You can only do this when you're not under fire, which can be a hard thing to control, but it definitely helps pick up the pace when you're stranded and looking to get around the island in a hurry. Just Cause's solution to the often troublesome third-person combat control is an auto-target that chooses who you're firing at. It makes the gunfight easy in a mindless sort of way. It works if you're just up for some running and gunning, but it would have been nice if a manual targeting option was available as well.
All citizens!
Just Cause is a tricky game to score. It's often a glitchy and shallow experience, yet you'll have an absolute blast playing it. Given the conventions that have developed in the free-roaming genre, and the expectations of a next-gen game, Just Cause has a lot of problems you're going to have to deal with. And with high-flying action like this to keep you searching for the boundaries of San Espirito and soaring over them, most players won't even notice.
Bastards! Slap me around some more, you damn cowards! You can even kill me. Look how scared you don't make me!